Hello, welcome to Godly Women Matters. It's your girl again, Roslyn Nelson. I really want to appreciate you for your likes, for your comments, for your subscription. Thank you for watching this video. Without further ado, with less introduction, I want to dive right into the topic of this video because I know that this video is gonna be lengthy. So let's go straight into the video for today. Welcome. By God's grace, in the last few weeks, we have been talking about singlehood, waiting, not wasting. We've been talking about how to handle sexual feelings during the period of singlehood. Right now, in today's video, I am talking about the seasons of marriage. Seasons of marriage. Just as nature cycles through seasons again and again, the same way marriages also cycles through seasons. Marriage relationships are constantly going through identifiable seasons that may occur numerous times throughout the life of marriage. That is, every marriage will experience a succession of spring, summer, fall, and winter. Each seasons offer you the opportunity to deepen your intimacy with your spouse. Each season comes with its characteristics as in emotions, attitudes, and actions. So regardless of the season that your marriage is, there is always a room for improvement. Like, it is so common when you ask couples, how is your marriage going? How is everything in your marriage? Oh, they will tell you our marriage is doing good, our marriage is fine. Even when there are challenges that every marriage will go through, they will tell you, oh, fine, our marriage is fine. No, there are seasons to marriage. Even the scripture says there is time for everything. So I believe that before the end of this video, you'll be able to identify the season that your marriage is in. You'll be able to know what to do with that season, how to deepen your intimacy with your spouse in that season, what to do if it is a cold season like a winter season, what to do to improve that season and come back to the season of warmness where you enjoy yourself and you enjoy your marriage. It is worthy of note that the seasons of marriage does not follow a chronological sequence like the nature. A marriage can go from spring to winter without experiencing summer and fall. In fact, some marriages go from spring to winter right on the night of marriage or during the honeymoon. Now, let's take the seasons one after the other, starting from spring, summer, fall, and then winter. For each of those seasons, we will talk about the characteristics, which is the emotions. We will talk about the attitudes, and we will talk about the actions. The first season, spring. Oh, spring is where most marriages begin. Oh, the excitement of starting life together as couple. In this season, there is a strong connection. Comparing it to nature, springtime is a season of growth, happiness, blossomness. The flowers are blooming and everywhere is beautiful. The same way in marriage, the spring season is a period of growth where the seeds are being planted so that the harvest will be reaped later on. This spring period, you see your spouses as perfect. There is nothing they do to you that hurts you. You know, this honeymoon period that everything is just rosy, everything is just blossoming, you're full of joy, you're full of happiness. Even when your spouse hurts you, you easily let go, or you don't even think of it. You are like, everything is just going on smoothly. You know, the euphoria of love is there. But marriage is not a lifelong springtime. Although we can always come back to the optimism, the enthusiasm, the joy of springtime many times in the period of the marriage. Springtime is full of optimism. The truth is your spouse is not perfect, but in this period of springtime, you are seeing him as perfect. You know, a pessimist will say, I see this glass half empty. But an optimist will say, I see this glass half full. A pessimist will say, oh, the weather is cloudy. We might get a sprinkle. But an optimist will say, it looks like there would be a heavy downpour of rain. Now, coming to the characteristics of the spring season. The spring season is characterized by animated and buoyant feelings such as excitement, joy, hope, happiness. They do say marriage is not a bed of roses, but this springtime, marriage is a bed of roses because you see everything has been perfect between you and your spouse. The attitudes of spring season. The couple have a positive attitude towards each other and even life in general. The typical attitude of spring are that of gratitude and anticipation for the future. Couples have an optimistic attitude about their marriage, like I explained earlier. The attitude of love blossoms in the spring season. Couples keep thinking of things they can do to express love to their spouses. This season is guarded by an attitude of trust. They are intentional to speak each other's love language. Now the actions of spring season. There is an accelerated activity to do things that would benefit the other. You would see them reading books on marriages, you would see them attending conferences together, you would see them putting on the same clothes, like the same, we call it anko. You see them putting on the same type of clothes, the same material, or the same color. You would see them going on dates together. Things are blooming, they are in that state of joy and happiness. And then comes the summer. Remember I said earlier, spring is the time of growth where seeds are being planted to be harvested later on. So summer is the period when the gardener reaps the benefit of what was planted during the spring season. You know, for children, summer is a period of time when the schools are on holidays, the pools are open and everybody is relaxed. Fun is written everywhere. Life is beautiful. We are reaping the benefits of our efforts to understand each other. Initial euphoria and excitement of the marriage has waned, but the sense of connection with each other has deepened. This season can be a vulnerable season. If not handled well, the marriage can slide into fall or winter. For example, during the spring period, everything is rosy. Oh, you just got married and your husband will ask for sex and you can give it to him 10 times in a day. You don't care, you don't complain, everything is fine. But now during the summer, remember, the excitement has waned, but it's the period of time when the connection should get deepened. Then this is the period you will ask for sex. You'll be like, every time sex, food. The euphoria has gone. It's a time to build connection. It can be a vulnerable season. This is the season that you discover that you have different opinions to life. This is the season you understand that you have different ideas. This is the season that, you want to set a financial goal and your husband is like, because we have one life to live, let's just spend this money. But you are the type that loves saving and you said, no, let's save this percent, let's save 30%, let's save 20%, and then we can work and use the others to do other things for the home. But let's be intentional about our saving. And the husband is like, saving, why should we save? What will happen to the money that is being saved? Let's spend this thing. You know, at this point, you are beginning to discover that, we have different ideas, we have different opinions. So, the decision, the ball is in your court. The decision is yours to either allow the heat of summer to burn you or to strengthen your marriage. Remember, summer sometimes can be so hot. So it is at this point you have to make that decision. Will this heat burn us, or will it help to strengthen us and make us warm? Will it help to strengthen our marriage? It is needed to melt a glass. It is needed to melt gold, to purify gold. When the glass is melted, it can be formed into the desired shape. So this summer season is not there. Naturally, it's not there to burn you. It is there to mold you. But if you are not sensitive enough, it can burn you. This is the season where new married couples start to get it wrong. This is the season when they start getting discouraged. Oh, this is not how we started. This is not you. Why are things changing? At this point, you have to be resilient. Even though we have not reached our financial goals, even though we don't have children yet, our vocations may be satisfying or frustrating. Whatever it is, we will share a deep sense of connection and satisfaction. Emotions of the summer season. The summer season is characterized by feelings of happiness, fun, satisfaction, intimacy, connection, peace, comfort, and all the likes. This is when you would come to a resolution, even though we are busy with our jobs, but we would still find time to have quality time together as spouse. The attitude for summer. Summer season is like a flower. They are beautiful, but they have to be watered. If they are not watered, they will wither. The heat of summer will burn them and the flower will wither. The attitude towards this season is to maintain and to nurture the marriage so that the little challenges that you are facing will not wither the bloom of the marriage. So you can see that summer is more matured than spring. The fantasy may have faded, but the love, the intimacy, the connection still happens in spite of daily routines. That's when you start hearing the couple saying, oh, we have seen lots of faults in each other, but we still love each other all the way. The actions of summer. There is also an increased activity just like during the period of spring. The atmosphere is relaxed, the couples understand themselves better, they accept each other's differences, and have learned to resolve their conflicts amicably. So before I go into the next season, which is fall, let me share a few secrets to help you live during this period of summer. Be open and sincere to each other. Never go to bed mad or harbor anger against each other. Forgive, forget, and move forward in love. When you notice a difference, something you don't like, yes, it hurts you, discuss it, forgive, forget, and move forward in love. Communicate frequently. Talk about your strengths, talk about your weaknesses, talk about how your spouse can help you during your down times. Learn to work together as a team, and also maintain an open door policy. What I mean by open door policy is be free as couples to tell each other things that are bothering you, even when to you it feels like, oh, it is silly, but it is bothering you. Be free to discuss it with your spouse. The season of fall. Fall is not as traumatic as winter, but also not as pleasant as summer. According to nature, fall is the most colorful season of the year. The hills are painted with swatches of different colors: yellow, red, burgundy, and different beautiful colors. But the display of colors are temporary. Soon, the chilling winds will rip the vibrant canvas apart, and the leaves begins to fall. When you have an unresolved argument, you are beginning to slip into fall. Oh, the husband will say, I thought you were green. I thought you were beautiful. Oh, I thought you were colorful. Oh, the wife would say, I thought you would take the position of the priest in the home. Prayerful, vibrant, and spirit-filled. Oh, so this is the real you. And I'm Moeba, a weak man. Note that in nature, The leaves do not all fall on the same day. It takes a period of 4 to 6 weeks for the leaves to fall off the tree. The beauty fades, and the forest is left unclothed. No one drives to the mountain to see a naked tree. This is an analogy of what happens during the fall season of marriage. In the early fall, the marriage looks beautiful externally. In fact, outsiders, people will commend the marriage and say, oh, that's a beautiful marriage. They are a beautiful couple. How I wish to be like them. But on the inside of the marriage, things are fast changing. And when the wind arrives, the deterioration will be obvious to all. The emotions of fall. The fall season is characterized by feelings of sadness, apprehension, rejection, sometimes feeling of depletion, lack of appreciation and resentment towards the spouse. Couples in this season knows that things are not right with the marriage, though they may or may not be expressing these feelings towards each other, but they are troubled by the state of their relationship, the attitude of fall. The couple have a great concern about their marriage and uncertainty about where the marriage is going. Where is this leading us? Actions of fall. The actions of the spouse will determine if they will bounce back to either spring or summer, or they will be pushed to winter. If the action is that of neglect, not willing to take action at all, failure to seek resolution of issues, then it will lead them to winter. Some of those things that can stress the marriage stressors are a couple looking up to God for the fruit of the womb, a couple looking up to God for financial stability, a family having issues with infidelity of one partner. And it can be something common like a job loss, aging of either of the parents, sickness, probably one of the parents felt sick and all of a sudden they have to come to your place for you to take care of them. It's not part of the plan, but now you have to incorporate it into the plan. It can be a marriage stressor. Children in the home, sudden transfer, probably your husband or your wife works in all this kind of job that they can transfer them to another state all of a sudden, they can transfer them to another country all of a sudden, then relocation. All of these are job stressors, but the way it is handled will determine if this couple will bounce back to spring and summer, or they would slide into winter. Winter season. The season of winter is characterized by coldness, harshness, and bitterness. If the couple try to talk about the relationship, it ends in an unresolved argument that lingers. Some couple literally live in cold silence. They live together in the same house, but that's the time you see the husband staying in the bedroom, the wife staying in the sitting room, or even if they are sleeping on the same bed, they don't talk to each other. They blame each other for the coldness of the marriage. At this stage, the spouse don't care anymore. They don't care about the marriage, they don't care about the children. Whatever will happen, let it happen. Their emotions are cooled down by the coldness of winter in their marriage. It's a season of apathy. They just want to detach. Most time the winter season leads the couple to divorce, especially if there is no positive intervention. But note, not all winter marriages will lead to divorce. There is hope for summer and spring for winter marriages. Now the question is, what brings a couple to this season of winter in their marriage? In one word, the answer is rigidity. The unwillingness to consider the other person's perspective, and to work together towards a meaningful compromise. All couples face difficulties, and all couples have differences. Finance, in-laws, religion, different challenges. But couples who fail to negotiate these differences will find themselves in the middle of winter. This winter season is not created by the difficulties of life, but by the manner in which the couples respond to these difficulties. Emotions of winter. Winter is characterized by odds, anger, feeling of loneliness, disappointment, and a sense of rejection. The attitude of winter marriages. So the attitude can either be negative or positive. For example, a negative attitude will say, oh, this marriage is never going to be better. It's been too long. Things are not going to change. I am sick and tired of this marriage. I am fed up. I'm not doing it any longer. But a couple with a positive attitude to this season would say, I am married to a person made in the image of God, though he or she does not act like it at the present. I am married to someone who has abilities, though sometimes I forget about that because I see the negative attitude in the behavior. I am married to someone with the potentials to be different because God can work in their hearts and they can change. So permit me to drop here that you can change the climate, you can change the season of your marriage by changing your attitude to that season. Actions of the winter season. The natural tendency during the winter season is to avoid the elements of cold, to avoid the elements of harshness, and to withdraw and stay indoors. The same thing with marriage. The couple withdraw from themselves and they become rigid and nonchalant to take any positive step towards moving the marriage from winter to spring or summer. The seasons of fall and winter are not altogether purposeless. They often serve as a wake-up call to initiate marital growth. No marriage is hopeless. With the help of God, everything is possible. Sometimes we find ourselves in winter discouraged, dissatisfied, and detached. Other times we experience spring with its openness, hope, and anticipation. On the other occasions, we bask in the warmth of summer, comfortable, relaxed, and enjoying life. And then comes fall, with its uncertainty, negligence, and apprehension. By now, I believe you must have discovered the season in which your marriage is. And by the grace of God, in my next video, I will talk about how to discover and to rediscover the excitement of spring and summer in your marriage. What are those things you can do to bring you out of fall and winter marriages back to the season of spring and summer? I would be talking about how to spend more time in the spring and the summer season of marriage. I believe you are being blessed by this video. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, to comment, click on the notification button and also on the subscription bell so that you will be notified whenever the next video drops. Till we meet again, remember to remain godly and have a fulfilled marriage. Bye.